Much of the recent conflict can be traced to the election of Hamas to power in the Palestinian territories. Hamas's victory was significant with it winning 73 seats to Fatah's 43. The Western community, particularly the United States, also came out strongly against the election results, criticizing Hamas's aggressive nature and particularly its hostile views towards Israel.
I don't see how you can be a partner in peace if you advocate the destruction of a country as part of your platform.
However, to more fully understand the root of the conflict, it is useful to look into reasons why Hamas's arguments are so persuasive to many Palestinians. Therefore, when thinking of the conflict, it is most important to think of shared responsibility. For as an official from the UNWRA argues, the poor social situation in Gaza is much to blame.
Well, Gaza is completely locked up, it's completely closed down. None of our humanitarian goods or workers can get in or out. I would say that this can only make a dire humanitarian situation even worse. Our experience is that this radicalizes an already demoralized and isolated population, and the radicalization of Gaza does not serve the interests of peace.
These shortages have resulted in the drastic reduction in quality of many hospitals within the region. In this way, the lack of access to quality health care is driving many Palestinians towards desperation and violence. As a result of fighting between Israel and Hamas, innocents have lost their lives. This has helped to increase significantly the animosity towards Israel in the Gaza Strip. At the same time, the murder of innocent Israeli citizens by terrorists incenses the Israeli people and makes the Israeli government more aggressive. This is how a circle of violence is established. The recent death of an Israeli citizen as a result of a Palestinian rocket has helped to reignite the conflict within the past week. The Israeli strikes, which followed and resulted in the deaths of 145 Palestinians, is indicative of the persistent cycle of violence. Arguably even more worryingly, however, the escalation of this specific conflict is indicative of a wider trend of conflicts in the region. The constant need by either group to respond with more force to a perceived attack makes the potential for peace difficult to exist. Within the past week, the United States has come out harshly against Hamas.
Last week, Hamas substantially increased its rocket and mortar attacks on the people of Israel. Hamas has once again shown its true colors as a terrorist organization that refuses to even recognize Israel's right to exist. In order for the violence to stop, Hamas must stop firing rockets into Israel.
Around the world, support is much more mixed, with much of the Arab world defending the actions of Hamas, and many other nations taking no action or nuanced approaches. In the midst of this conflict, food shortages continue to exist in Gaza, and many Palestinians continue to go to bed hungry. In the end, the improvement of the conditions within Gaza is essential for a lasting peace process. It is here that the international community, with its significant financial resources, has the opportunity to make a lasting positive contribution. In the end, any talk of who is the cause of this conflict is futile. Both groups must take collective responsibility for the continuing and escalating violence. The cycle of violent behaviors that has been ingrained can end through a measured commitment from both sides. Moreover, the international community can play a more constructive role through supporting development and dialogue, rather than picking sides.